Look at seasons that tank. It's because they broke their core promise.
I can see this in even like film series, or even like the obvious one that everybody likes to point a finger at is Game of Thrones. You know, all these seasons did well, but then they lost the core message. To me, the core message of Game of Thrones is all this political bickering where actually, you know, the zombies are going to come kill us and we should actually concentrate on the real problem. But they lost the whole thread of the whole series in those last 2 seasons where that totally became something else. And everybody responded to it. They're like, what happened? This season tanked.
And that's always what happens. When you look at seasons that tank, it's because they broke their core promise. It stopped being what we bought into when we bought book 1 and started being something else. And the most insidious part of it is you get there by logical steps. This is all beautifully structured and very logical for how we went A, B, C, D, E, F. But if F is an entirely different picture than A, you have failed at the series. The series is not going to do well. And how I control this, how I make sure that I stay on target, and this is something I've started doing recently, and it's really saved me a lot of work, is when I write a book and I love it, and I'm like, yeah, this is the first book in the series, I stop and I make what I call a design document. And a design document is where it's just one page in Google Docs where I say, this is a fantasy adventure. The main themes are this, that, and the other thing. And notice I do this kind of after I write the book. But once you write that first book, I have found it enormously helpful to stop and just write myself kind of a style guide for what kind of a book this is, because that's my product. That's what I'm selling. If I'm selling chocolate cakes, I can't be selling fried chicken by book 5. That's not what I had promised. I have to keep selling cakes. I have to keep selling cakes that appeal to the chocolate cake eater. That is the secret. Consistency.